One.
My name is Cam. I'm sharing my presentation on how humans evolve important choices from conception to fruition. My experience in this domain has been vast and long. Starting with, there's a deep sleep, deep comfortable sleep with love. And then there's a ping. And the ping is a quantum leap from point A to point B without traveling through space. It's an awakening to a new level. From the deep sleep, we move to awakening. Awakening is becoming aware of an issue. For instance, maybe someone's been drinking heavily for a very long time and there's a family intervention. That would be an awakening. The realization that there's a ripple in the universe to be solved. The awakening evolves versus pings into apathy, the next level. Apathy is quiet, it's rhythmic, it's a heartbeat. There's not much action going on here. It's too big. I can't do it. It's too hard. Maybe I don't care. Yet it's awake. We know what the issue is. We are aware. Moving along, apathy picks up speed. Something's happening. We're doing something about it. Maybe not much. Maybe it takes a couple of years. Maybe it happens quickly. It's not based in time. The evolution comes to grief. There is action, and there's not much love in grief. It's hard. It's getting out of bed in the morning and having a cup of coffee and maybe something sweet to eat, some comfort food, and getting on the road and taking care of business, moving along, not comfortable. I've done it. I'm sure you have. Grief, as we stay in it and move forward with commitment, evolves into a rhythmic upbeat of grief. It's grief with love. It's momentum. And so momentum carries forth with love and action, yet it's a low tone bass sound. As it carries on and we're getting something done, there is progress to the point that our life is about to change and maybe change forever. There's another ping, and the ping is a quantum leap from point A to point B, not through space. All of a sudden you're there, and the next level is fear, maybe terror. From grief with love momentum to ping, uh-oh, I'm in terror and or deep fear. Commonly people hit fear and choose to retreat back into what is comfortable and known, which is grief. At least it's known, and apathy, it's known, and maybe sink deeper into unconsciousness. It is important to have the momentum in grief to get into fear and move up scale. Otherwise, we go back down. The momentum in grief with love carries us through the terror into courage. And courage is very similar to fear. The heart rate's up, the eyes are open wide, we're scared, yet we have courage and there's excitement. This is fear with love. We're moving forward, we're walking forward, we're breathing as though men on the battlefield in terror become brave and charge forward and notice who the enemy is and experience anger and rage in the attack. Moving forward from fear with love, courage and excitement, there is a ping, and the ping, the quantum leap, is into anger and rage. Commonly, anger and rage don't last long. They're quite furious. Taking that energy, we start to really get something done, and that's anger with love, also known as action. In action, we incorporate the levels below action on the scale. We may be apathetic for a period, yet we know how to speed the tempo up and move into grief, and speed the tempo up and move into grief with love, which is momentum. Fear hits us and we breathe and understand how to integrate that into fear with love, and on into rage and into action. So action carries on. We're getting a lot done here. We're moving along. Action is high notes and low notes. It's the scale as it evolves, and we're getting stuff done, and we've moved way far along to the point that we're arriving into our new life, and uh-oh, there's a ping, and the ping isn't pain, and the pain is pain without love, and it sucks. And we seek to avoid pain without love almost at all costs. It is no fun. I remember once divorcing my second wife with 3 children for the second time. I was in extreme pain without love and was borderline mentally ill for a period of time. At some point, moving forward with all the tools that we have gathered thus far, we move forward into pain with love. And pain with love is acceptance. I remember once at a traffic light, I embraced the mother of my children and our new relationships with love. It is what it is, and ain't what it ain't. You got to go through it to get through it, and it takes as long as it takes. And I was there. I was having that awesome cry that it just feels so good to cry. I'm in acceptance. People in the car next to me looked at me with horror. You poor man. I'm going, no, it's okay. I'm having a good cry. Now, pain with love acceptance incorporates the entire scale from sleeping deeply to awakening to apathy, evolving into grief with love, momentum, pinging into fear and terror, pinging into fear with love, excitement and courage, pinging into anger and rage, pinging into anger with love, which is action, pinging into pain without love, and evolving into pain with love. This is an intense place. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of motion going on. The scale's running up and down. It doesn't always run up and down smooth. You can move from one level to the next and back and forth. Yet, it only works when we incorporate all the steps. You can't skip a phase. You got to go through each section, maybe not in order. If you skipped one, you got to go back for it. I was once with a client who chose to commit suicide. That's choosing downscale, complete and absolute apathy, choosing unconsciousness. So she said, I choose killing myself, and we said, okay, we love you anyway. And she laid there for a while and experienced that, and then chose life and moved upscale and made healthy choices. Here in Pain with Love Acceptance, it's fired up. Recently my dog died, and I cried for a day. Pain with love and acceptance. Boy, I loved that dog, and it was still the stuff he knows. It was no fun. It was intense, and it can't go on and on forever, never, amen. It slows down. It's still the same totality of the scale, yet the baseline of the scale is a heart rate rhythm similar to apathy with an upbeat rhythm. It's nice and balanced and slow, and then something happens. There's some fear in there. We've learned how to evolve the fear into fear with love and courage, and then there's some anger and rage, and we're in that experience, yet it comes from a place of happiness and evolves into anger with love with its action, and so on and so forth. The baseline is happiness. This is a healthy sense of freedom. This is self-actualization. Yes, things come up, and we have the tools to process them. And boy, it does come up, and we process through it quickly, yet the baseline of our living experience is balance, harmony, peace, sincerity, happiness, love, and so on. So here's the scale. And I will tell you, it brings me great peace in my own life as a quick self-fix concept of taking care of my emotional health. When I hit terror, I go, uh-oh, this is very scary. And I go, aha, I'm not stuck here forever. And I breathe into it and march forward into the ecstasy of excitement and courage. When the deep darkness and absence of love and pain hits me, and it hits me here and there, I go, I'm not stuck here forever, because I understand this scale. It's an evolution of emotions towards self-actualization. I experience the pain without love and bring in the love, and then I'm in acceptance, and I have that healthy, hearty cry that doesn't last too long. And again, I return to that healthy sense of freedom. This is a basis for an awesome marriage when the partners have these skills to process self and help process each other into peace, love, happiness, harmony, and sincerity.